Welcome to session 106. We are diving into a new week here of trading. We're going to be going over the week overview here and, last week's news, this week coming up news, and, what's going on, guys. So diving right in, guys, we currently right now have the Mogul 30 at 28,241, but this weekend when we logged, we have a week overview, total brand value. This includes everything, what the brand Mogul Fellows is worth. We got the trading portfolio, the long-term positions, crypto portfolio, we have checking account, we got everything in this brand value. So we have it at clocking in this past weekend 49, guys, 150. We are almost at 50,000, which is crazy, guys. And obviously the goal, the next goal is 100 grand here, and and then we're off to the races to a milli, guys. So Mogul 30 we had sitting at this past weekend at 28,072. We obviously have a big cash position since we transferred our funds over from Webull to Robinhood, and we've had some problems with Webull transferring over cost basis, so we had to liquidate everything and then start over on Robinhood. So that's why we have a big cash position, and then it's perfect because the market is experiencing a dip ever since this China tensions and everything with the United States. It's causing a huge mix up with stocks, as well as the government shutdown and everything, but with strong earnings coming up, and then we have Federal Reserve, hopefully a cut, which we are expecting a couple cuts the rest of the year. So hopefully that could really we could get the market going with that. Hopefully the government opens up here soon, and then we also could figure out stuff with the China-USA tensions, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. So we have market value this past weekend at 8602, and cash, we have a hefty cash position of the Mogul 30 at 19,470. Mogul pots, we have 17,588, guys. So if you guys are part of the Discord, if you're a member of the Mogul Fellows Club, you guys get to see the details of the Mogul Fellows stock pot. We have Mogul Crypto pot at 2,000, and we have Mogul spending at 1,316. We are keeping that Mogul spending hefty for us to do club activities and such. So that is pretty much the brand details, guys. And this past week we didn't, just because we wanted the investments to grow here, guys. We just started getting in, we had to start over. We didn't take any profits this past weekend because we just want to get money into the market. So we have pretty much 2/3 cash right now, and 1/3 in the market. So we, obviously need to get to a 1-1 ratio here, half market value, half cash before we start, really, taking profits. But who knows, maybe this week we will. So capital freed was obviously 0, and then the capital deployed last week was 3,900. So we deployed 3,900 into the Mogul 30 positions, trading positions last week. So hopefully those 3,900 will help us this week, guys. Total ROI, we didn't have an ROI because we didn't have any profit. So guys, so that is the brand week overview. Now towards the news that we experienced last week, just a few notes that we wrote down here. Last week was Columbus Day. We had the market obviously recover a little bit last week due to a chop tweet. It was overall choppy, guys, last week. I'm going to be honest here, but last Monday we had a market recover a little bit. Tuesday market reacted choppy due to China global shipping fees and sanctions. We had big earnings come in good, but we had regional banks get smoked, and due to fraudulent loans, something with their loans being faulty. We had the Trump soybean cooking oil tweet that brought down market. Trump also says Friday that would be putting tariffs on China. When asked by a reporter, it says, I think he backed off. He said he would not, but then he also said he wanted to change the song. The song is like, he kind of backed off from the question, said no, but then, obviously, Trump is back and forth. He said, this past week that, he will. So it really just dependent. I mean, we're going to be negotiating, and we have more news that we're going to be talking about in a little bit here. But yeah, market very choppy. We had Trump meet with Zelensky last Friday. Seems like Trump wants to end the war in Ukraine and will meet with Putin, and Zelensky wants to really, trade their drones for our Tomahawks, guys. So Trump wants to end it, and Zelensky seems like he wants to keep going. Him and Putin have a horrible relationship these past few years, guys. So brand news, obviously one of our main case study positions, Tesla, they report earnings this coming week. We're hopefully going to have earnings smash expectations, just due to the EV that 7,500 tax credit really going away. So we had pretty much like record deliveries for Tesla, so we were expecting the earnings to be really good. So who knows, Wall Street probably has expectations high because of that, but we'll see what Tesla does this coming Friday after the bell. So now we want to dive into our X account, guys. Let's get us back up and floating here. Float to top. All right, so we have this is our new X account. We just started last May, but pretty much, today, we have Apple really killing it here. Today we had AWS, suffered a widespread outage due to a technical fault in its US East region. No cyber attack was involved. The incident caused slowdowns for several stock brokerages reliant on AWS infrastructure, impacting trading access. Blah blah blah. And then we have we posted a company earnings that is expected this week. We have big names like Coca-Cola, Netflix, Tesla, obviously, as we just mentioned. We have Intel, a bunch of major companies this week announcing earnings, guys. Here is a cool we're starting to post these on our X account, our Instagram account, and YouTube Shorts, but we pretty much have this line graph. We were wondering what the US jobs market will be looking like for AI, robotics, and automation in the next 10 years. This chart made by Grok really gives a rough estimate. So it's saying over 50 million jobs, around 55 million jobs will be lost due to AI, robotics, and automation. But then this green line is jobs created. So it says around 20 million will be created. So that deficit there is crazy, guys. Is your job next? I don't know, guys. So you guys got to really get into this market if your job is up in the air due to these AI, robotics, and automation about to take a lot of jobs. You got to be invested in these companies that are going to be AI companies that are going to be probably taking your job. So you guys going to have to adjust accordingly if your job does get taken. We do have this new Instagram edits editing platform has a new pretty much new account insights, and this past month from September 17th to October 17th, we've had real views 16k accounts reached. We reached 11k likes, 357 comments 20, shares 488, and saves 35. We had a total of 32 reels. So that was posted October 8th. So we'll post those, every once in a while. Here's another one, guys. So we wanted to know what's the investor asset preferences by age, American versus global. You can see here, guys, that equity stocks is really in every single age group. Obviously global here, we see it really kind of even here, but still, like at 65 years old to 90 American, we still see stocks being high. But yeah, guys, 18 to 40 years old American, it's not even close, guys. The next is real estate here. But guys, stocks are killing it, guys, for right now. So that is currently that was made by Grok as well. The American versus global investor preferences by age today. We had this. This photo was made by Grok. When asked directly if 100% tariffs on Chinese imports announced earlier in the month in response to Chinese export controls on Earth minerals would remain in place, Trump replied no. So that's what I was talking about last week. Obviously, he's been back and forth, but yeah, guys, we had Karp and Palantir CEO at the White House. Here's another one made by Grok. We had U.S. household stock ownership, guys. U.S. household stock ownership dipped post 2008, 49.9% in 2010, but climbed to 58% by 2022, estimated at 59% in 2025. Chart shows the trend from 2007 to 2025. So yeah, guys, we post all these, cool things on our X and Instagram and Shorts, guys. So if you guys want to follow that there, we'll go over it every week. Cool postings that we make. So now, guys, let's dive in to our what's happening this week. So we kind of mentioned a little bit, but Apple really killing it this week, guys. We have Dow closes 500 points higher today as Apple revives stock rally. So let's go over this. Let's kind of read, what's going on. Stocks moved higher on Monday thanks to a rise in Apple shares as investors looked ahead to a possible end to ongoing U.S. government shutdown, as well as slew of big name earning reports and inflation data expected in the coming days. So we have, I think, CPI this coming week. I think it's on Friday, guys, if I'm correct. Dow closed 515 points, or 1.12 higher, at 46,706. The S&P also climbed 1.07 to settle at 6,735, close to that 7,000 mark there. While NASDAQ Composite advanced 1.37 to settle at 22, guys. So Apple led the market higher, rising nearly 4% to a record close after receiving an upgrade to buy from hold at Loop Capital. The firm pointed to improving demand trends for the company's iPhones, saying that we are now at the front end of Apple's long-anticipated adoption cycle that suggests ongoing iPhone shipment expansion through CY 2027, guys. That is insane. Also giving a boost to stocks, the government shutdown, which has now entered day 20, is likely to end sometime this week. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett told CNBC Squawk Box Monday. He added that he believes moderate Democrats would come together this week to strike a deal, and that the White House was prepared to take stronger measures to force an end to stoppage if there's no deal this week, guys. Stocks are coming off a volatile trading week, ultimately closing higher despite flowing tension between U.S. and China, a sell-off sparked by regional bank losses and declines in a few high-flying artificial intelligence names. However, a strong start to third quarter earnings season appears to be lifting sentiment, alongside investors' anticipation of another quarter percentage point rate cut at the Federal Reserve's late October meeting, guys. Following the first week of reporting season, 76% of 58 S&P 500 companies that have posted results so far have exceeded earning expectations far surpassing the first week average of 68% and slightly higher than last quarter's 73% figure, according to Bank of America. That is crazy, guys. Crazy stat. This week, several large companies are expected, as we mentioned, Tesla, to report quarter results. We also have Netflix, Coca-Cola, Intel are among the names on deck. Let's just hope that earnings will continue to come in strong, possibly overshadowing any challenges in the macroeconomic landscape. So we're hoping, earnings kind of take over the China, USA trade tensions, the government shutdown. We kind of hope the earnings, and then also, this Federal Reserve cut will hopefully overshadow, the negatives. So we have investors also continue to move past concerns of credit risk that cause a broader rout Thursday. The market did panic. Zions Bank Corporation and Western Alliance disclosed issues tied to bad loans, as we mentioned earlier, leading shares of several financial heavyweights and regional banks to swing lower before they rebounded on last Friday. Shares of Zions, which is set to report earnings after the Bell and Western Alliance, saw gains in Monday's session, each moving 4% higher. So I think should be announcing earnings today, I guess, as it says. So we'll see what happens there. Markets are exiting the funk of the ongoing tariff drama with China and the shutdown standoff, and are now more focused on monetary policy and earnings, both of which are far more positive and consequential. Said Jamie Cox, managing partner at Harris Financial Group, markets are broadening out and investing would be wise to take advantage of it while it lasts. All three major U.S. indexes edged up Friday after Donald Trump appeared optimistic on potential trade deal with China ahead of his meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping later this month in South Korea. So that's coming up, guys. Trump echoed a similar sentiment Monday, saying that he expects a fair deal with the country. So that is going to be interesting. You obviously have some new leverage, as we're going to talk about today here. We'll get to that in a minute. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent also said last week that he thinks things have de-escalated with China and that he will likely be meeting with counterpart Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng in the coming week. These comments suggested to traders that Trump's threat of an additional 100% tariff on Chinese imports beginning November may not happen, which is super bullish for the market. And we also have this bad boy coming in, guys. Just announced a couple hours ago, United States and Australia framework for securing of supply in the mining and processing of critical minerals and rare earths. So this is crazy, guys. So China obviously tried to do the art of the deal on Trump and tried to, get leverage by, holding off their production of rare earth. They, control around 90% of the production of rare earth minerals that, are critical for AI, electric vehicles, a bunch of stuff that is critical for the AI race, guys. They control 90%. So, they came out, the whole tensions, saying, hey, we're going to, hold off on, giving these, rare earths. And so we had, obviously we are, dependent on that. So now this just came out and we are hopefully going to be, until we get production here in the United States, we need, a filler if China's not going to give us rare earths. We need a filler until we get our rare earth production in place here. I think it was 2027. I think we're supposed to get everything going. It could be earlier, but we need a little filler until then, and this is perfect, guys. I think Australia is coming in, and hopefully we can get a deal. I think Trump met with Argentinian president last week. So guys, here is an article. I'm not going to go over the whole thing here, but this is very, very important, and hopefully we could use this as leverage for the Chinese deal coming up here. So Australia really coming through with rare earths, and we'll have to really see how this plays out, and then hopefully we could, get, Argentina on board as well. But we need, rare earths to be able to win this AI race, guys. And so China is making it hard, but, we're obviously trying to go elsewhere now, which is a huge possible disappointment for China, as they thought they had, really good leverage. But, we have, Taiwan, we have, our chips being made there. They really want chips, and they were trying to possibly use that rare earths to get our chips and, to bring down our tariffs more than what we already have, than what we were possibly going to have on them if this, deal, if they keep their rare earths from us. So we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. We'll have to report back next week. But that is the news for this coming week. CPI coming out. We have earnings coming out. We have more. So hopefully, government shutdown can end this week as well, which would definitely pop. If we could get all those things, this market is gonna rip. We're gonna get to 7,000 on SPX sooner than later. So we have the S&P 500. Actually, let's look at SPY first. We have SPY really, on the 4-hour chart at a 63 RSI level. If we look at the day chart, we see it at a 58 there. So, over, heading towards overbought, but this market is not stopping, guys. So, obviously, when it came down, it was, a buying opportunity. And, Dan Ives, keeps saying, guys, one of the main guys we watch, as well as Tom Lee and others, it's still 10:30. The party is still 10:30, and this party goes till 4 a.m. That's what he claims. But yeah, guys, SPX at 67.35. We are on the road to try and get to 7,000 by the end of the year. Leave a comment below if you think the market will reach 7,000 before beginning of the year, guys. So, guys, that is pretty much it, guys. To go over, with brand value almost at 50K here. We have the past week very, being very choppy, and then today opening up like crazy. With news of Apple really, going up due to an iPhone sales report, and then with this Australia deal with rare earths, possible government shutdown, Federal Reserve going to be getting rates, earnings, like we are going to be seeing this market rip higher, guys. So who knows? I mean, The Simpsons did predict that October 23rd there will be a stock market crash. So who knows, guys? Maybe there's something that will come out, but I don't think so, guys. I think this market is continuing to rip. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's session. Go catch us on Instagram. Go catch us on X. As it's still, we only have 5 followers. So if you guys want to go follow us there, that'd be great. If you guys are not part of the Discord, guys, you guys get free access to, not free access, sorry. You guys get access to our buy alerts, our sell alerts, our weekly overviews, our private, long-term case studies, positions. We are in 5 right now. If you guys want to go to our website, you guys get the password in the Discord to be able to check out what we're currently working on as our with our case studies, guys. So get into the Discord if you guys want to learn more. Go to mogulfellows.com. $2.99 a week or $99 lifetime access, guys. So if you guys want to get a part of the Discord, support the channel, so be a Mogul Fellows member, go ahead and do that. Go see what you guys get on mogulfellows.com under membership. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hit the outro.